as above, so below. We're definitely talking about mercurial energy. To each and every one of you guys, this is our Bible study night. Thank you so much for your continual support of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated and my website. Thank you to each and every one of you guys. First of all, I want to say salutations to my Madrina, to my Padrino, to my Oba, to my brothers and sisters in the Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Palo, Mystic, and Adjays. Yes, Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. was down in Miami today, and I got what some of the stuff that I needed, and I made it back, and I'm here on this live teaching you about energy, frequency, and vibration, magic, conjure. What's up, my baby Scorpio? Thank you for joining me on tonight. This is a Bible study night. What's up, my Boaz in the house, Pisces? Got Scorpio and Pisces. To each and every one of you guys, as you enter into this, make sure you hit that like button. We appreciate each and every one of you guys. I want to say, first of all, salutation. Oh my God. Salutation to my Madrina, to my Padrino, to my Oba, and to my brothers and sisters in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Palo, Mystic, and Adjays. To each and every one of you guys. If this is your first time in my life, my name is Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. I am the apostle and pastor of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated, and my beliefs are deeply rooted in the ATRs. The ATRs are the African traditional religions by which we harness, direct, and disperse energy, frequency, and vibration. To each and every one of you guys, I want to say hello also to my Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, and Virgo. Hello to each and every one of you guys. I want to say, what's up, Demetrius in the house, Gemini. We got Gemini back to back. We got my Jelly Sweets is in the house. This particular Bible study, this particular live, tomorrow will be my day of power. I'm doing some, what's up there, Miranda? How you doing, sweetheart? Hallelujah. I almost said hallelujah. Aloha. To you, sweetheart. Thank you so much for joining us on tonight. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. This Bible study is going to be it's going to shed a lot of light for melanated people, especially if you're in the church, or you can take this information and before, even after you get initiated in or initiating these traditions, you're gonna find this information very, very helpful. Whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, whether you are somebody that's an onlooker, trying to understand melanated magic. To each and every one of you guys, yes, I help anybody, and but I'm not for everybody. What's up, my Nisi Aries in the house? And then I got my Shamari, my Cancer, Socery Fields. And then I got my Tree Rhonda in the house. Aries, how you doing? I'm going to talk about something that affects everybody. Whether you apply this or not, it is still a part of who you are, and the energy, frequency, and vibration. Many of you guys are going to not change. Some of you will endeavor and make changes in your life energy, your reality. I'm going to share something that I know that is essential for melanated people. In order to get us out of talking about magic and power and walking in that magic and power, we have to have a jolt of reality, realism. And I want you to understand, what's up, my love, my Taurus is in the house. This is really, really important. And I was just talking to Mother Susan earlier, and I was explaining to her I wanted to talk about certain matters. And I wanted her to, I started the conversation this isn't about you. Don't make this about you. This is something, it's about other people. and for you to understand. A lot of you guys don't really take as much from my teachings as you should, because some of you feel that, oh, he's Chief Apostle Ely. I'm little me. Universal laws apply to each and every one of us. And I want to talk about the subject matter is what's source and what is sorcery is, what it really is. And melanated people are very conditioned to complain about their circumstances. They're not conditioned to renew their circumstances, or as I preached and taught yesterday, creating a new normal, because that takes work. I was talking to Mother Susan. I gave her an ointment that I fixed up for her, and she's 70 years of age, and she's been talking about how she can breathe clearly since she's been using that particular oil. And I wanted to address her because she's 70. I said you would have lived and died with that condition, not knowing that you don't have to live with that. There's a lot of conditions and realities that black people are living. They're living every day, every Monday, every Tuesday, every Wednesday, every weekend, every month, every year, every president. They live that reality. And they don't want to hear that they're choosing to live those realities. Because we're melanated, we're a magical being. Thank you for hitting that like button. I want you to understand, whether you're in Christianity or any ATRs, there's a thing that we call the source. Some people call it the nexus, the void, the abyss. They have many terminologies for it. It is the beginning of consciousness. And we all come from that consciousness. And that consciousness puts on human flesh to live out and feel out its particular existence. And some of us are coming from what they call, and I hear the terminology, oversoul. But it's an essence. It's just like being a Sagittarius. I'm coming from the same essence of Sagittarian, even though I'm an individual Sagittarian. When you have you're coming from the same essence of energy, a frequency of vibration. This is the type of energy, frequency, and vibration you function in, no matter what the ATR or the belief system. So understanding what source is, and understanding what sorcery really is, not the Caucasian version. Sorcery is the use of magic, especially black magic or melanated magic. The use of a power to gain from the assistance or control over evil spirits, especially in divining or necromancy. A sorcerer is a person who claims or is believed to have magical powers, or a wizard. So, let me go here. Luke, the 17th chapter, verse 21. '17th chapter, verse 21. It says, neither shall they say, lo here or lo there. For behold, the kingdom of God is within you. So everything that you are seeking for is within the kingdom. And the kingdom is within you. The kingdom is the source of Yahshua, is power. This is why the scripture said, Christ in you, the hope of glory. And when people feel that other people are their source, when they feel that the government or anything can become your source or your idol, your sense of help, trying to educate melanated people when you have 500 years of doctrine and dogma that told you to look outside yourself, it is very complicated to understand that you are the source of your blessing and your curse. You are the source of your bliss and your misery. Talk to me, Apostle. I am. The fact that you don't realize as a Gemini, as a Capricorn, as a Leo, a Virgo, or Cancer, we're in the age of Leo, that you're the source. You're the energetic source. And black people like to know that they got power. But that power is energy, frequency, and vibration. And you choose how you navigate in that power, that energy, and that frequency. And you also choose what you attract into your energy. The more you are responsible for source energy, melanin energy, chaos energy, the more you understand that what the Bible was talking about, the I am. John, the 14th chapter, verse 30. It says, hereafter I will not talk much with you, for the prince of this world cometh, and hath nothing in me. I wrote down here, and this is the part that black people don't. And remember, when the age of Aquarius, facts matter. Your element is air. That's where your thoughts are. They're inside you. Water element, your emotions, they're inside of you. The fire element, which is energy, is inside you. The earth element, which are your muscles and your cells, they hold memory. They're inside you. Each one of these elements that you have not at some point took responsibility for. What's up, Mama Susan in the house, Gemini? You don't want to be responsible for your own thoughts. You don't want to be responsible for your emotions. You don't want to be responsible for your energy. And you most certainly don't want to be responsible for your Merkaba, your temple, your cells that give you the power here on earth. You want to make other people your source so you can blame them if you don't get certain manifestation. It is your responsibility to understand your element of fire. All my 5 signs. It is your responsibility to understand your mind, my air signs. It's your responsibility, my water sign, to understand the emotions that you feel. And to my earth sign, it is your responsibility of what type of memory you choose to have and how you allow people to plant and uproot in your life. You are the sorcerer and you are the sorceress of your life. You are the one that allow the thoughts to permeate your mind. Because at any point, you could have cast down those imaginations if you wanted to. Those bitter emotions you have, water sign. At any time, you could have added sugar and turned your bitter waters into sweet waters. At any time, fire sign, you could have changed the energy in your life and made it more productive because you're in control. Earth sign, you could have at any time decided that this is what I'm going to produce. This is what I'm going to manifest. Because I hold the power of sail. I hold the power of earth energy. See, the reason why they want us to get away from our actual verbiage that we use, because our verbiage indicated responsibility. See, Christianity makes the devil the culprit. One thing black people love is a scapegoat. I'm going to say it again. One thing that black people love is a good old scapegoat. You want to make it about Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakum. You are the source. You're the source of your joy. You're the source of your peace. You're the source of your happiness. You're the source of your prosperity. You are the source. And when you allow somebody else to take dominion or rulership over your sovereignty as a divine God or goddess, that's not by default but your own. That's no, you are the source. Yeshua said it like this: the prince of this world cannot manipulate me, because there's nothing in me for him to manipulate my thoughts, my emotions, my energy. Every time he was tempted by that energy even told him, if you're the son of God, cast yourself. For it is written. And he understood that it was not his job to tempt God. Some of y'all are so easily manipulated into doing and feeling a certain way. Most people get upset with me because I don't let you project on me. Just because you see your circumstance as something insurmountable, that's your business. That's your mind. Understand that when I say I'm a Sagittarius, my moon is an Aries, my rising sign Pisces, I believe you got a right to feel or think or do however you so choose. It is not my responsibility. It's my responsibility to be the source or the sorcerer in my life. And making sure my mind is right. Making sure my emotions are balanced. Making sure my energy is up to par. And making sure that my cells are healthy. You see what I'm saying? See, this is why we are able to adhere to foolishness and discount knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. This is why people like me can't get your attention. This is why people like me can't keep you consistent. Because somebody is always telling you some shit you want to hear. You don't want nobody to tell you how much work this really takes. So anytime somebody lets you know that there's an easier way to do something, you latch on that like nobody business. If you didn't want to be manipulated, you would, like the Bible say, like Paul said, you would mind those things which are lovely, those things are a good report. I'm going to tell y'all something. Certain deliverance is never going to come to you. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you're too busy playing the role of the victim. You can't be rescued from Ifa, voodoo, Socery, whatever form of magic that you are endeavoring. Because you have concrete yourself into being a victim. You don't care what kind of mindset that it is. You don't care what type of emotions there is. You don't care what kind of energy, and you don't care about whatever your health is. As long as you get to be the victim. Now I'm going to say something that may seem a little far-fetched, but I'm going to say it anyway because I'm a sage. I started to put it on my Facebook page. I want some people to know this. I done got more pussy in a one-night stand than most men gonna get in their lifetime. I'm gonna repeat that. I want that to sit in. I done got more sex ass in a one-night stand than most men gonna get in their lifetime. Because I'm the type of individual, once I realize what the circumstance is, this is when I start to negotiate. Since this is a one night stand, you ain't gonna see me no. I don't think you should hold the pussy back. I want you to be as free as you want to be. I ain't gonna see you, you ain't gonna see me no more. So ain't no sense of holding back. Sometimes you experience that true person in a one night stand versus having a 40 or 50-year marriage. Because they're operating in the freedom of who they are and what they want to do. And what they always want to do. I'm trying to talk to somebody. You can't get in control of your life because your life is out of control because you're out of control on the inside. You never paid enough attention to the way you think. You never paid enough attention to how you feel. You never paid enough attention to your energy. You think I'm just out here just saying things. No, I am explaining to you. If you listen to yourself, you know you need a therapist. A sorcerer is somebody that utilizes magic, which is energy, frequency, and vibration. Every man and woman and girl utilizes energy, frequency, and vibration. This is what got me. A wizard is a man who has magical powers and a person who is very skilled in a particular field or activity. That means that some of us do not classify as wizards because we're not proficient in our magic. We're not skillful in our air element, our water element, our earth element, and our fire element. Once you become a skillful individual as a Pisces, your life gonna change. As a Aries, your life gonna change. Because now you're skillful with your own energy. You're skillful with your own thoughts. See, you don't let anything float in your mind. I was talking to somebody and I said, you know what? It don't take much for you to talk yourself out of stuff. Some of y'all would swear to God somebody doing roots on you, conjure on you, when it's the way you think. You're not consistent in a stream of thoughts. Your double-minded man it's going to be unstable in all its ways. You don't believe in letting God or Spirit direct your path because your compass is all over the place. Your moral compass is all over the place. Your economic compass is all over the place. You're not realigning yourself with Mother Nature to get your alignment back, to get back online. You don't think that's important. You think because you listen to me on these videos that that's going to help you. Nothing I say is going to help you. If you are not going to choose to take responsibility for your own arche, your own mind, your own frequency, your own vibration, and your own existence, your own sovereignty, you sit there and think it's all about Apostle Ely having to. No, you can have the same testimonies. I was talking to my Aries, and I was telling her, I said, you always fighting for everybody else, but you will not fight for yourself. I said, that's fucked up. I think that's so crazy. You'll fight for a man, you'll fight for the family, you'll fight for bullshit. But when it comes to what your life needs, you won't fight for you. Somebody got to encourage you. When it comes to other people, you don't need no encouragement. But when it comes to you and about you and doing what you need to do, oh, you need all the encouragement in the world. There's something wrong with that. Everybody pussy so good until we get to the cash register. Now we got to put shit back. But you say you got good pussy. Okay. All right. See, when facts matter, it starts bringing you into accountability for your energy, for your state of mind, for your emotional state, and what you're doing with your body. I had to learn that one, to fight for myself more than others. I know that's different. Let me explain something to y'all. When you understand that you are the source, you are the I am that I am, this is the whole concept of Christianity that they stole out of Kemet. Now that I know, I'm speaking for you. Now that I know I'm a Sagittarius, I need to understand Sagittarius energy. I need to know what all the jurisdiction that Sagittarius have. Now that I know that my moon sits in Aries, I need to understand Mars. Now that I know my rising sign is sitting on my head in Pisces, then I need to understand Neptune and Jupiter and how they work together through the water element. See, all that's going to help me govern my spirit, govern my mind, govern my emotion, and govern my body. That means I walk and live in sovereignty. This is what the Bible says. You don't need another man to teach you when you are sovereign. Because the Holy Ghost or the inner chamber is innate in you. The program is already written. Do you notice that you never have to go to college? A kangaroo never have to go to college to learn how to hop. A cheetah never have to go to school to learn how to run. Nothing on planet Earth has the need of schooling. The lion don't need no schooling to be a lion. The gorilla don't need no. Man, the only one that got to be led. And he or she got to become and have to be told who they are. Because they don't take respect for their energy frequency and their vibration. I don't care how low I hang the fruit. You still want me to pull it down lower. You still want me to sympathize. I got people, let me tell y'all something. I have more respect for people that do not come on my live and pretend to be on my live. What you have to understand, I'm the sorcerer of my life. I'm the source. I know how to strengthen my source. I know how to kindle my source. You will not put the time and energy in invest in yourself that you have the right to have the reality you so choose. When I'm lacking certain things that I have need of, I go to my source. And I start working my sorcery. I start maneuvering my energy into the cosmos, into the air, the atmosphere, into the water element. I started planting things in earth. I started speaking stuff to the winds. So my conjure, my sorcery can work for me and not against me. I'm not going to speak something contrary to what I want. I'm not going to feel something contrary to something I want. I'm not going to do something contrary to what I want. I'm not going to flow in an energy that is contrary to what I want. That's called maintenance. That's called maintenance. That's called maintenance of self. We like to call it self-care or self-love. If you ask not, therefore you have not. If you don't knock on a door, you don't get a door open. Let me say this in a way. I was watching somebody do something or going through something. And I normally say, that could not have been me. You would pay for a car, you would pay for a place to stay, but you would not pay for you. You would sacrifice for other people, places, and things, but that which you have need of, you will not sacrifice for yourself. And let me explain to you this. When you prove to the world, as your world is turning, that you don't value yourself, people treat you the way you really feel about yourself. And I know some of you feel like, I don't like the way that sounds. It's the truth. People can't treat you what ain't in you. I can't treat you like a hoe if you ain't a hoe. If that energy ain't in you, a person cannot manipulate that. If there's no iron in you, that a magnet cannot attract that. A person ain't got to do much. They don't have to have great power because you are already scary as fuck anyway. And all they got to do is bark a little loud, put a little in their tone, and you'll back down. There are certain things that you could have been had in your life, but you too goddamn sorry to sacrifice for you. You will sacrifice for other people. I give you that. But that's not self-love. You don't want to be the sorcerer or the sorceress in your own life. You want your kingdom to come second fiddle to other people's kingdom. When you can't reciprocate what I give you out of my kingdom and reciprocate that out of your kingdom, then we don't have a deal. We don't have, two can't walk together except they agree. The reason why people are able to say the things that they say to you and it stick because you believe that shit about your own self. People can call me evil all day long. I don't believe I'm evil. If you want to know the real truth, I don't believe I'm good. If I tell you the full unadulterated truth, I don't think I'm good or evil. I am that I am. Whatever it calls for that my energy need to be. I'm like faith. I'm the substance of the things I hope for and the evidence of the things I have not yet seen. It's on the way. It's manifesting. It's materializing. But it has not got to my physical being. It's already in the spirit. I did that work. It's already in the astral plane. I did that work. I burned the candle for the spirit. I burned the incense for the astral plane. And now I'm just waiting on the carrier. The vehicle by which it's going to manifest on a physical plane. I can tell about why you operate. Why you lack so much confidence when it comes to you, but you got all the confidence in the world. You trying to be something to this man that he ain't asked you to be. And you trying to, let me tell you something. You know how a stupid fuck you is to be something to a man or a woman that as long as you hear the family say, oh, she a good man or he, what the fuck you care about what the family say when this fucker in your relationship ain't treating you right? Some of y'all so messed up, you want the energy from everybody else but the person you fucking. Y'all crazy. You want the currency to come from everybody else but the one that you in agreement with. Listen. I don't want to hear about somebody else's impungos. I want to know what my impungo gonna do for me. I don't want to hear about nobody else's research. I want to hear about what mine gonna do for me. I thank God for your ancestors, but I need to know what they gonna do for me. I'm the sourcer. I'm the source. And you ain't gonna work harder for me than I'm working hard for me. This is why you are constantly disempowered. Because you're always not trying to learn. I was talking to my baby Scorpio. I said, the fact that she want to learn, you're going to get better. Especially on a teacher like me. But this is my point. Why does not knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, why is that not attractive to you? I have some people that I'm not clowning on nobody, but I don't know why people try to give me some sorry ass pussy. I don't understand it. I already know it's sorry. If you thought that much of your pussy, you wouldn't be trying to give it away. I'll wait for it. When you believe you the prize, you make a motherfucker earn it. Hear me and hear me well. He ain't got to look hard to find your self-esteem in the dozen. The mere fact that you trying to create the place to stay, the car to drive, the food to eat. He already know you got self-esteem issues because you shouldn't be providing that for nan nigga. And sir, to all of my bisexual and my gay friends, hear me well. I'm trying to figure out why you sucking dick, licking balls, eating ass, and fucking let him fuck you like that, and he can't pay the bills. I'm not trying to make you a prostitute. I'm just trying to tell you the math ain't mathing. When somebody value your kingdom, when somebody value, let me tell you something. I tell people this all the time. I don't know why people feel like they gotta lie to me. If I know what the ground rules is, I'm a Sagittarius. I'm a mutable sign. I can adjust to the energy. I know how to be a main course. I know how to be a side dish. I know how to be a third wheel. I know how to be the main attraction. I know how to be the headliner. And I know how to be the supporting actor. What's up, Apollo? Because I govern my own energy. I govern my own mind. I govern my own emotion. Some of you don't know how out of control you are. And then you think I'm being funny. No, you have not been checked. You're constantly driving in other people's lane. I was talking to somebody, I said, don't do it. Don't go there. And they kept going there. I said, don't go there. They kept going. All right. These are the same people who will have a problem once you get them straight. You don't tell me how to think in my mind. I'm not trying to tell you how to think. I tell you, we're going to have a conversation and we can agree to disagree. I don't need to get on the social media and convince you of shit. If you care about your mind, you care about your emotions, you care about your energy, what I'm offering, you utilize it. If you don't care, then you won't do it. I don't know why we as black people think it affects somebody when we don't get the shit we need. You ain't put yourself in no position, but you want to do money magic. How the money gonna get to you? You have a piss poor personality. You don't know how to talk to people. I'm teaching you a real magic. I sell myself. I am my ministry. I am whatever the fuck I need to be. I make apostolic do what they do. I make my Orisha do what they do. I make my Impungos do what they do. Because I believe in the source, the kingdom, the energy, the frequency, and the vibration that I was born with. And I am tend to be skillful with my chaos energy. And I'm going to live whatever reality I desire. And I'm willing to defend my kingdom. The fact that you're not willing to spend the money to defend yourself, your kingdom is within you, and somebody attacking your kingdom, and you want to spend your hard-earned money to defend you, they need to do whatever they got to do to your fuck ass. And that's my personal feeling. Because I don't know. It's like my baby Scorpio. When she seen the candle. And it was some black on the candle. But it wasn't all the way down. She still reinvested. To make sure everything's straight. She had enough knowledge to understand the reading of that candle. But she still asked for counseling. See, I like it when you willing to fight for you and yours. See, when you willing to stand up for you and yours, then I can teach you some shit. But when you always looking to roll over, and there's some of y'all act like these people are so skillful in their magic and conjuring. You just lazy. You wouldn't even know what your energy as a Aries, a Pisces, Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, or Virgo. What it can really do, because you ain't never put up enough fight for your kingdom. He said the prince in this world has nothing in me. How am I going to allow your opinion, your perception, or your views, or your interaction, your brief interaction with my energy to define my whole existence? And what I mean by your brief interaction with my energy, because if you came in with that fuck shit, you got that another kind of energy. That ain't all of my energy. That's the energy you keep experiencing because of the fuck shit you do. See, the part of my mind, I'm a very jovial person. Because you always get the roast because you come in here trying to be smart. And I'm a sage, so I'm gonna clown your ass. I'm gonna take you all. I'm gonna hire you for the circus. See, when you come over here fooling with me trying to be funny, oh, I'm gonna be hilarious. And I'm gonna be selling tickets at the carnival, at the circus, so they can watch me perform on your ass. I'm at the spiritual improv. See, that's when you governing or ruling your own spirit. And that takes work. That takes time. That takes you getting to know everybody else. And I was telling one of my members, I said, you out here trying to run behind every one of these spirits, but you ain't spending enough time with yourself. You wouldn't be making the mistakes because you would know that you ain't got the time you think you got. See, when you ain't paying attention to your time and you watching somebody else's time, that's how a lot of my enemies fell by the wayside. Watching, trying to see if I'm going to fall. But they end up watching my victory. It's a sad movie, the way for what they were watching for, they didn't want to see the phoenix rise again. And it's okay. Because you bought that book expecting it to be a horror movie. A horror story. And now you find out I'm going to be happily ever after. Sad, ain't it? On your part. When you paying attention to somebody else and not paying attention to your own ass. This is why we said, and I told somebody else, and I know people get upset when I say this. When you're in a relationship, your only job is to make it hard for the clean-up woman or man. I know they got songs out there talking about, oh, I thought it was going to be Sue and it was Billy and Bob. No, because if you were doing your goddamn job, it don't matter if they bisexual or gay or whatever. You would have been found out. You would not give space when you got a partner. When you running a business, you can keep your business open because you out there in everybody else's business. I love it when people come to me and get their tools so they can handle their business. I already know they can handle their business because they get their tools. When Ryan talked to me, he got his tool and he got him some business. He didn't get put out of business. See, the reason why you getting your tools because you want to stay in business. Because you the source. And this is why you don't let nobody fuck with your money and your health. When they come for those two things, if not both, you let them have it. Because you're not going to cause my kingdom to go through no unnecessary changes. If I ain't going to do it to my kingdom, you damn sure ain't going to do it. If I'm not disturbing my own peace, why would the fuck I let you disturb my peace? And you wonder why I look at you crazy. You gonna let somebody like that disturb your joy? What you work hard for? No, I don't understand it. What's going on in your elements? You really don't believe you the source. You really don't believe the kingdom of God is within you. You really don't believe that you are Gemini. You don't really believe you're a Scorpio. You really, like, when somebody comes, you getting a couple lightning bolts. Zeus is the king of the gods. You gonna get some thunderbolts on your ass. You gonna get some heavy rain and some heavy winds from the Aegon. When it's time to defend this kingdom, I'm like Donald Trump at that point. Everything is on the table. Ain't nothing off the table. You come fucking with this temple, this kingdom. Oh, ain't nothing off the table. Now I'm measured, but I don't want you to think for it's 52 cars in the deck. All 52 can ride. I might not only have to play but 11, but 52 of them, I'm willing to use the whole goddamn deck. Believe that. I have you from Genesis to Revelation. I have you from the 6, the 7 books of Moses, and then going from the 8th, the 9th, and the 10th books of Moses. I will dog walk your ass through the book of Psalms. From the first song to the last. Yes, I will. Come over here and play with it if you will. Sag at work. Got to catch that replay. So, you're not going to hear Apostle Elan tell you about letting somebody walk over you, being somebody's doormat. I hope that whatever I said today help you to understand what sorcery is, what you as a source, and that you should be confident, and that you should be out here working for you. And only allowing the people to be in your energy, frequency, and vibration that are reciprocating back to you. People do what you allow them to do. I'm going to say that again. People do. This is why I tell mothers who I get told this story before. This old lady was at some store. And these white boys cut into her and went into her parking space. No, I shouldn't say her parking space, but it was a handicapped parking space, and they went in and parked right in front of her, kind of like a Medea's movie. And so they went in and did whatever. She sat right there patiently. She waited for them to come out. And she asked them a question. She pulled Kurt Franklin on her. Someone asked a question. She said, "Are you handicapped?" When they responded no, she shot them. You wasn't handicapped. But you know what? They might not have died. I guarantee you that changed their life. They're gonna look at a handicapped parking space very, very different. They might have thought that white supremacy ruled, but that day she let them know. People do to you what you allow them to do. If there's no consequences for doing what they're doing to you, they're gonna keep on doing. I said, I don't know why these people lie to me. I don't even ask these people for these lies. Life is what you make it. You can change your life tonight. I'm not being rhetorical. I'm serious. If you make some commitments to yourself, stick by those commitments. When you break your word to your own self, this is why God said he swear by himself. See, when your word is true on the inside of you, you can swear by your own word. This is what in the old saying we say, let your word be your bond. Some of y'all word ain't worth a shit. A shit got more value than your word. It still got human feces still got nutrients in it. Flies fly around shit because there's still some nutrients left in the shit. But your word ain't worth a shit. And you wonder why your conjure failed. Because you don't even believe in your word. You don't believe the words that are coming out your mouth. You don't believe in what you thinking about yourself. How the spirit's gonna manifest anything. While you complaining about your reality, ask yourself, what sorcery or what source am I using to change my reality? What equipment that I have in my possession? You make the HRs look weak as fuck. And you hearing that from the pastor. You make the ATRs look weak as fuck. But I don't. You make people don't want to be a Christian. Ain't nothing about your life that somebody's trying to emulate. Oh, I want to be an astronaut like my dad. I want to be like this. Ain't nobody running down trying to be you. They ain't even trying to take notes. They ain't trying to do PowerPoints. Just even in my hoism, people just trying to take notes. Cause they want to dig hard at 52. I'm going for 90. I'm just letting you know I'm going for 90. And you should be a living epistle, which means a living word, a living testimony. People should look at your spirituality and be able to take notes and say, okay, I'm gonna utilize that. Oh, that's good. You wouldn't have to lie as much. You wouldn't have to pretend as much. And you wouldn't have to make other people feel a certain type of way so you can feel like people care about you. I don't play head games. I don't play emotional games or mental games. You can't afford people to be honest with you because you ain't honest with yourself. And how you gonna have peace? How you gonna have blessing? How you gonna have hope? How you gonna have joy? If what Lauren Hill said, if you ain't right within, if you ain't right with yourself from within, let me tell you something. Just because you do what you call a good thing, don't mean you're a good person. Cause some of y'all, that's all your goal. I'm being a good person. Bitch, you ain't no good person. Good person. Do we see the energy and frequency and vibration of your goodness? I think not. You got different strokes from different folks. And you talk about some of everybody. That don't make you a good person. Because you help somebody out here and there, that don't make you a good person. If that makes you a good person, your standards are awfully low. Awfully low. Take control of your life, your energy, your frequency and vibration. And stop making your life a mockery. Stop not getting your tools. Stop trying to know too much when you ain't mastered shit. Because once you become a wizard at what you do, you talking about manifestation, skill. I looked at her. I told her. I was telling her. I said, let me tell y'all something. When you listen at people lie about stuff they ain't got to lie about, a grown man or a grown woman lying about something they don't have to lie about. It's something going on in there. When somebody got turmoil on the inside of them, don't have sex with them people. Because they're going to bring turmoil in your life. You will not sit down and follow instruction. You will not sit down and be consistent. There's no way. How would you feel that I've been telling you ever since you've been following me that I had that much time at UPS, and you come to find out, yes, he worked at UPS, but he ain't got but 11 years. This man been telling us he got 30 years. It matters. You lose faith in people, in you, when you are not consistent about certain things you say about yourself. Especially when people ain't even asked you for that. It's really important. I pride myself on having the trust of people. I strive to make my word good. Because I trust what I say. And what I say, my spirits hear that. So if my spirits can trust what I say, and I can trust what they say, therefore I have the confidence that I need to navigate in this thing called life. But when you're lying to yourself, your spirits hear you lying to yourself, and you confused, and it confused them. They don't know whether to go or come or stay. Because you all over the place. Because when your emotions are one way, you speak this way. When your emotions are this way, and you talking about the same subject matter. But based off your emotion, you might be speaking about the same thing 3 or 4 different ways. One of my prayers through my ailment that I was going through, I said, guard and protect me from my medical enemies, rivals, and adversaries. If you in the medical field and you trying to fuck over me, I want protection. I want strong defense. Wherever I am, whatever I'm participating in, I always send my word out. And if your word ain't your bond, that's why you ain't got no confidence when you speak stuff. Because if your word was your bond, your word would be just like God. It would not return to you void. Because you the source. And that word came out of you. And the Bible says if you don't doubt in your heart, the very words you say shall surely come to pass. So it will always start with you and end with you. You are the Alpha and the Omega. And I'm going to call it quits. Thank you so much for your support. And I hope that you really spend some time with yourself and ask yourself some real questions before you move any further. Because magic is real and is eternal. And you don't need to be caught in a spiritual loop because you out here playing games with yourself. All right? Peace. I got you, Shamari. Thank you, everybody.